If you like this video, subscribe for more content.
A wicked woman is worse than Satan, according to the scriptures. And she is doomed to be alone to fend for herself. Because what's been coming out lately is a lot of women that's kind of crying because they're tired of being by themselves. They're tired of having to change flat tires, cut grass, basically be masculine and feminine. That gotta be exhausting, where you have to be masculine and feminine at the same time. It's exhausting, and we got women, famous women, making all these posts and crying, talking about they want a husband, but they're 40 plus years old, and now they want to start settling down after being in the world 25, 30 years of doing your own thing, having all this freedom, doing your own thing. Now you want to settle down. Now you want to be submissive. Now you want to claim all that like it's a switch you just turn on without learning it. Men have to learn how to be submissive. Women have to learn how to be submissive. You can't just wake up and decide, I'm finna be all this because I'm tired of being alone. But not teaching the younger woman that how you went about life was a mistake. That's the bad part. Why they not teaching that? Because the younger women are their competition. That's their competition. It's the younger woman. So they not teaching them. And it's getting worse. It's crazy. Social media is really putting all this stuff on blast. But are they learning? Are women really learning? So let's start with the title. A wicked woman is worse than Satan. I know it sounds crazy, but that's the point. It's the truth according to scriptures. A wicked woman is worse than Satan. So let's open up the class with that first point. It's Sirach 25. Let's open up the class with that first point. Is a wicked woman worse than Satan? Sirach 25, start at, let me look at it. Hit 13.
Sirach chapter 25 and verse 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman.
He said, give me any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. This is Sirach. This is one of his proverbs. He said, give me any wickedness. Any wickedness. This is talking about anybody, from Satan, from men, anything you can think of, demons, spirits. Give me any wickedness but what? The wickedness of a woman. Why would he say that? Verse 19.
Sirach 25 and verse 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman.
No, some wickedness.
All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman.
It say all wickedness is little compared to the wickedness of a woman. So this is letting us know what? A wicked woman is worse than Satan. It say, not some wickedness. The things that wicked women do is worse than all wickedness of of anything else. Read that again.
Verse 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her.
It say, let the sinners fall on her. Let the sinners fall to the wickedness of a woman. Let's get some more. Go to Sirach 42. So it said all wickedness is little compared to the wickedness of a woman. And this is something that our women has to really understand, that when y'all have spirits on y'all, the things that y'all do is not comparable to anything else as far as wickedness goes. That's crazy. That is crazy that the things that y'all do when y'all have spirits on y'all is nothing comparable to anything else. Demons, men, Esau. This includes Esau. It said y'all wickedness is stronger than Esau's.
Yeah, a woman to cut you deep to hurt you.
Cut you deep.
Cut you deep.
That y'all have to take this in mind of what the scriptures is saying about when a woman that had those spirits on them. Look at the world. The woman the woman has never been as free as y'all are today. Y'all can do anything y'all want today, and it's the most depressed, the most freest of all women in history, but is the most depressed. Do that add up? It seems like giving y'all this freedom is what destroyed y'all. So let's go to Sirach 42, start at 13.
Sirach chapter 42 and verse 13. For from garments cometh a moth.
Cometh a moth. Those little moths that eat it, the little fibers in clothes, called a clove moth. He said, from garments cometh the moth, and what comes from woman?
And from women, wickedness.
And from woman, wickedness. Wickedness. Go ahead, verse 14.
Verse 14. Better is the churliness of a man.
Churlessness is going into a man that's immoral or a man that's wicked. That's what like a man that got bad manners. But in this case, it's talking about a wicked man. So it say better is a wicked man. Go ahead.
Than a courteous woman.
Now then, read that again.
Then better is the churliness of a man than a courteous woman. Courteous woman.
Than a courteous woman. It say better is a wicked man than a courteous woman. A courteous woman that what?
A woman, I say, which bringeth shame and reproach.
So it's talking about a woman that brings shame and reproach, but it's courteous. Yeah. Like they can be, like they bring shame and reproach, like they in their wickedness, but they courteous. So that's letting us know that even a well-mannered woman is wicked. And it said a wicked man is better than a courteous woman that brings shame and reproach. So this is letting us know. This is proving the precept we just read about all wickedness is little, but the wickedness of a woman. It's letting us know. Go to Go back to 25. Sirach 25. And hit verse 23.
Sirach 25 and verse 23. A wicked woman obeyeth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance.
It said a wicked woman gives people a heavy countenance, meaning but that long face. The countenance means the way they look. So it's a heavy countenance. Go ahead.
A wicked woman obeyeth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance, and a wounded heart.
It say a wicked woman gives people a wounded heart. A wounded heart. Go ahead.
A woman that will not comfort her husband is distressed, maketh weak hands and feeble knees.
It's a wicked woman who won't comfort her husband, make weak hands and feeble knees. Verse 24.
Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die.
And it say, and through the woman is the reason why we all die. She brought in sin. The woman brought in sin. Go to 1 Timothy chapter 2. It's like through her we all die. 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 14.
1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 14. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression.
Say, but the woman was in transgression, talking about Eve. So Eve, it was the beginning of sin. She the one that she committed the first sin. Through Eve came in the first sin. The woman is the first sinner. This is big. Go to Proverbs 31. So just from those precepts right there, says any wickedness, it's like give me any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Why? Because the wickedness of a woman is little compared to any other type of wickedness. It's little. Proverbs 31 and 3.
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 3. Give not thy strength unto a woman, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings.
So what it means by don't give your strength to women, this is talking about your power, your faith, and your riches. Let's get an example of somebody giving their strength to a woman. Go to 1 Kings 21. Yeah, the might. Yeah, because it said make weak hands and feeble knees. So it say don't give your strength to them. 1 Kings 21. Start at 1.
1 Kings chapter 21 and verse 1. And it came to pass after these things that Naboth the Jezebelite had a vineyard which was in Jezreel, hard by the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria.
Let's talk about Ahab, go ahead.
And Ahab spake unto Naboth, saying, Give me thy vineyard, that I may give it for a garden of herbs, because it is near unto my house, and I will give thee for it a better vineyard than it. Or if it seem good to thee, I will give thee the worth of it in money.
He said, I'll buy it, or I'll give you money for it. That's what he's saying. Go ahead.
And Naboth said to Ahab, The Lord forbid it be that I should give the inheritance of my fathers unto thee. And Ahab came into his house heavy and displeased because of the word which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoken to him. For he had said, I will not give thee the inheritance of my fathers. And he laid him down upon his bed and turned away his face. and would eat no
So
bread.
he said, nah, he refused to offer. Go ahead.
But Jezebel, his wife, came to him and said unto him, Why is thy spirit so sad, that thou eatest no bread? And he said unto her, Because I spake unto Naboth the Jezreelite, and said unto him, Give me thy vineyard for money, or else, if it please thee, I will give thee another vineyard for it. And he answered, I will not give thee my vineyard.
So he told his wife what happened. Verse 7.
And Jezebel his wife said unto him, Dost thou now govern the kingdom of Israel?
So he said, ain't you basically the government of the king of Israel, or the kingdom of Israel? This is what she asking her husband. Go ahead.
Arise and eat bread, and let thine heart be merry. I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth to Jezreel, the Jezreelite.
So she said, I'm gonna get it for you. Watch what she did in verse 8.
So she wrote letters in Ahab's name, and sealed them with his seal.
Now this is an example of Ahab giving his power over to Jezebel. She wrote letters in his name. She's about to make some power moves in what? In her husband's name. Ahab is giving his strength what? To a woman. Giving his power to a woman. Read verse 8 again.
So she wrote letters in Ahab's name, and sealed them with his seal, and sent the letters unto the elders and to the nobles that were in the city dwelling with Naboth.
Verse 9.
And she wrote in the letter, saying, Proclaim a fast, and set Naboth on high among the people, and set 2 men, sons of Belial, before him, to bear witness against him, saying, Thou dost blaspheme God and the king, and then carry him out, and stone him, that he may die.
And now she's breaking the command. She proclaimed, or she gave false witness against Nabal, just so they can stone him and that he died. Now they think this coming from who? Ahab. Ahab is over them. She used his seal, so they think this is Ahab. Verse 11.
And the men of his city, even the elders and the nobles who were the inhabitants in his city, did as Jezebel had sent them unto them, and as it was written in the letters which she had sent unto them, they proclaimed a fast, and set Naboth on high among the people.
Go ahead.
And there came in 2 men, children of Belial, and sat before him, and the men of Belial witnessed against him, even against Naboth, in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth did blaspheme God and the king. Then they carried him forth out of the city, and stoned him with stones, that he died.
So now she got these other false witnesses coming to witness against him, because they got these orders from what they think is Ahab, the governor. Go ahead. The king. Verse 14.
Then they sent to Jezebel, saying, Naboth is stoned, and is dead. And it came to pass, when Jezebel heard that Naboth was stoned and was dead, that Jezebel said to Ahab, Arise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth and the Jezreelite, which he refused to give thee for money. For Naboth is not alive, but dead.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass, when Ahab heard that Naboth was dead, that Ahab rose up to go down to the vineyard of Naboth, the Jezreelite, to take possession of it.
So Ahab, he gave his strength to his woman, and he participated in her wickedness. That's why the Bible say, do not give your strength to women. Do not give your power over to women. And that's the type of wickedness that happened. It say, give me any wickedness, but the wickedness of a woman. Lost his life for it. Go to Luke chapter 10. So now we go look at because the title to today's class is "Wicked Woman is Worse Than Satan." So now we go take a look at Satan. We read the scriptures where it say all wickedness is little compared to the wickedness of a woman. But let's look at Satan and demons and devils. Go to Luke chapter 10, verse 17.
Luke chapter 10 and verse 17. And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us.
It's like what?
And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name.
He said, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. Meaning, even the devils are in submission to us. The demons. Devil means demons. The demons take orders. The spirits take orders. And what are these devils? Jump to verse 20. That's what Christ said.
Luke 10 and 20. Notwithstanding in this rejoice not.
It say don't rejoice in that y'all can control these devils. Go ahead.
That the spirits are subject unto you.
What do you call these devils? These devils are what? Spirits. The demons, devils, they are also spirits. Go ahead.
But rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven.
So I want to show y'all that even the devils are subject. Satan is subject to the Most High. He's working for the Most High, and he takes orders. Even when he had to get permission to touch Job. He did exactly what the Most High told him. So the devils are in submission. The demons, these spirits. Go to chapter 9, read verse 42.
Luke chapter 9 and 42. And as he was yet a coming, the devil threw him down and tear him. And Jesus rebuked the unclean spirit.
He said, so you see these devils are just unclean spirits. They still spirits. Go ahead.
And healed the child and delivered him again to his father.
So devils and demons, they are still spirits. They are just considered unclean spirits. And they are subject to who? The Father. They are subject to us. How would they be subject unto us? Go to Matthew 12. Let's see how they are subject unto us. Matthew 12 and 28.
Matthew chapter 12 and verse 28. Matthew chapter 12 and verse 28. But if I cast out devils by the Spirit of God.
How do we cast out unclean spirits?
But if I cast out devils by the Spirit of God.
We can only cast out unclean spirits by the Spirit of God. That's how we get unclean spirits out of who? Out of ourselves. We can cast out spirits. Not just can we cast out spirits out of other people. We can cast out spirits out ourselves. But by what? The Spirit of God. Go ahead.
Then the kingdom of God is come unto you.
So we cast out unclean spirits with what? The Spirit of God. But we have to understand that the unclean spirits are what? That shows that they are subject to God. If we can control them, they subject to the Spirit of God. Why are they subject to the Spirit of God? Go to Hebrews 12. Hebrews 12 and verse 9.
Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 9. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh, which corrected us and we gave them reverence.
He said we got earthly fathers that rebuke us, and we reverence them. Go ahead.
Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits?
Because God is the what? The Father of spirits. He controlled all of them. So this proves that the devils, the demons, the unclean spirits, Satan, are still under subjection to who? The Father of spirits. That's the Most High. He's the Father of spirits. So that's how the wickedness of women is worse than all of them. So Rock said, give me any type of wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Because they cannot, I don't know, it's weird. We're going to talk about it. Go to Proverbs 5. Proverbs 5. And let's read verse 1.
Proverbs chapter 5 and verse 1. My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge.
It say that your lips can keep knowledge. It say, bow down thy ear, that your lips can keep knowledge. Let's see why. Go ahead.
For the lips of a strange woman.
The lips of a strange woman. A strange woman means a wicked woman or immoral woman. Go ahead and say the lips of a strange woman. Go ahead.
Drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil.
And her mouth is smoother than oil. It was a woman on social media admitting how she fooled men to do anything she wants. She said every man she meet, she tell them her birthday is next week. and then she call them and be like, "Oh, what's up? You gonna take me out for my birthday?" And of course, the man, he trying to just, it's a wicked man. They trying to have sex with her. They taking her out, spending money, and she ghosts them. So she's admitting this is one of her tricks. Oh yeah, that
It was some years back. We was at the flea market, and I believe Jerry was teaching, I want to say, and the sister, she came up, it was rebuke going out to her because she clearly ain't have no clothes on. She's attractive, whatever, but she ain't had literally nothing on and just got everything busting out. And we told her, like, cover up, why, because she wanted to hear the word. She was in agreement with what the word was saying. So the question came out, well, sis, if you believe the word, why are you dressed like this? Her response was, I want niggas to lust, and if they choose to, I'ma knock they A out. That was her response. And we say, that's why you dressing like this, so you can tempt men and knock them out if they choose to lust? She was like, yeah. And it wasn't no fighting it. Like she was very in tune with everything that was being said. Like she didn't fight the word, she didn't fight that it was the truth. Her whole complex was, I'm dressed like this because I want niggas to lust, and as soon as they do, I'ma knock they A out. And it's sad, man.
And you remember that man? What he said? He said,
it was some cats.
He said, don't let those say you dress good. Don't let them say you look good or something. Don't let them tell you nothing other than that. You look good.
I think they said nothing all that whole
that whole time.
So we start checking her.
You look good, baby. Don't worry about what they say. Like,
all in the back.
But we go get into that.
Yeah,
We gonna get into that.
yeah,
But it's read verse 3 again.
Proverbs chapter 5 and verse 3. For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil.
It said her mouth is smoother than oil. The wicked woman's mouth is smoother than oil. But watch this, verse 4.
But her end is bitter as wormwood.
It said, but her end is bitter as wormwood. This is how all these women are now. That didn't hit. If you look into the world, all these social media women, they on social media crying, talking about they want a husband and all of this. It say after all that little playtime she had in her 20s and her 30s, her end is bitter. They think they can just lay down with as many men that they want to, have fun in their 20s, their 30s, and then, oh, when I'm 35, I'm going to settle down and start finding a man. Then when they hit 35, they can't find no man that take them serious. And then what? They end is bitter. Read that again, verse 4.
But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell.
It say her feet go down to death and her steps take hold on hell. Verse 6.
Verse 6. Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life, her ways are movable.
It say her what?
Lest her ways are movable.
It say her ways are movable, meaning her ways are always changing. The way that her thought process is always changing. If you ever talk to these women that's in in their little whole phase, wicked stage or whatever, they don't make any sense. And whenever you talking to them, their conversation goes in circles. It goes in circles because it say her ways are movable, meaning they're not stable. She don't have one thought process. She have many thought processes. And her thought process is based on what? How she feel at the moment. That's why I say her ways are movable. And that's why their conversation change a lot. Read verse 6 again.
Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life.
It say, unless she ponders the path of life, she what?
Her ways are movable.
It say her ways are movable. Until she start thinking about the path of life, the real things, guess what? Her ways gonna be movable. They gonna constantly be changing.
Unless she self-examine.
Unless she self-examine.
She ain't got no foundation until she do.
No, exactly. No foundation. It's her way, and the reason why her ways keep changing is because she's not learning from past experiences. She's not learning from them. And when you're not learning from your mistakes, that's a scary person. It say her ways are movable, and what else? Go ahead.
Her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them.
You can't nobody know her ways. Can't nobody know. Nobody would know her thought process. Nobody would know what she believe in. Nobody would know what is she grounded in, because everything she do is not even based on what she say. Sometimes she do the opposite of what she say, or what you thought she believed in. It's something her, it's just always changing. Read verse 4 again.
Verse 4. But her end is bitter as wormwood.
It say her end is bitter, meaning when it's all said and done, she's just a bitter vessel. She's just a bitter. The wicked woman go through life, and at the end, she's just a bitter vessel. Go to Ecclesiasticus 7, and you know what? And you know what that means. What that means when she turned to that bitter older woman. The wicked woman turned to that bitter older woman. Ecclesiastes 7 at 25.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 25. I applied mine heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom.
So this Solomon, he said, I applied my mind to go search wisdom. Go ahead.
And the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolish and madness.
So he said, I went to search out the wickedness of folly and the foolishness of madness. I went to search it out. And what did he find? Verse 26.
And I find more bitter than death the woman.
And he said, and the only thing that's more bitter than death is the woman. And it's that wicked woman. It say her end is bitter as wormwood. And when a woman get to that point, she's worse than death. That woman is worse than death at that point. That's why I say the wicked woman is worse than Satan. All wickedness is little, but to the wickedness of a woman. And I want women to be mindful of this. It's better for y'all to be mindful of this. Because it's better for y'all to self-examine. It's better for y'all to discern when those spirits on y'all. Because when those spirits get on y'all, you'll find yourself alone. If you're not the first person that's what? Trying to cast them demons out. By what? The Spirit of God. The Spirit of God is what casts them demons out. But the wicked woman, they are the most stubborn than any devil, any man, than any man.
So you rather be sick.
Stubborn and can't let nothing go.
What scripture that? Well, we probably gonna hit that later.
Well, let's finish that 26. Let's finish that 26.
And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets.
It say her mind is snares and nets, traps. Go ahead.
And her hands as bands. Whoso pleases God.
It said, whoso please God do what?
Shall escape from her.
Shall do what?
Shall escape from her.
Shall escape her. It say, whoso please God shall escape her. Go ahead.
But the sinner shall be taken by her.
But the sinner, that's the precept that we read in Sirach 25. All wickedness is little, but the wickedness of a woman, and the sinner shall fall upon her. But it say, whoso please God shall escape her. Meaning, the scriptures is letting us know the commandments also do what? Help us escape wicked women. The commandments is to help us escape wicked women. That's big. This is important for the man now. It say the only way we can escape them is through what? The commandments. Whoso please God, escape her. That's why when that man said, don't worry about them, baby, you look good. Okay, you gonna be the one she knocking out. Or trying to knock out.
She was so ready to flex up on him.
She's ready to flex up on him.
It was a few of them.
But them gonna be the ones that fall to her.
Yeah, she was out there on a very weird mission.
Actually, one dude had shouted that at her. I remember her saying, after he shouted that she looked good, she actually said that she was listening to what we were saying over what he was saying.
Yeah, and that was the crazy part, because we didn't even know she was trying to be humble, but at the same time she was halfway humble and halfway just full blown on her BS.
Right.
You know.
Full blown in the middle of her folly. Solomon called it folly.
She was up there trying to beat on niggas for lusting after her, and she was tempting niggas to lust after her. Like,
Yeah. And it say, so it say the only thing I find more bitter than death is the woman. Let's get an example. Genesis 39. I think we read it last week. But let's look at tonight, Ptolemy. Our forefather Joseph. He had to deal with a bitter woman.
Oh yeah.
Genesis 39 and 7.
Genesis chapter 39 and verse 7. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph.
Cast her eyes upon Joseph. Now Joseph is in a predicament with the woman that we was just reading about. Go ahead.
And she said, lie with me. But he refused, and said unto his master's wife, behold, my master rotteth not what is with me in the house, and he hath committed all that he hath to my hand. There is none greater in this house than I, neither hath he kept back anything from me but thee, because thou art his wife. Now, how then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?
Go ahead.
And it came to pass, as she spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her, to lie by her, or to be with her.
You trying to get him to lay down day by day. Go ahead.
And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house there within. And she caught him by his garment, saying, lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand, and fled, and got him out. And it came to pass, when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand, and was fled forth, that she called unto the men of her house, and spake unto them, saying, he hath brought an in Hebrew unto us, to mock us. He came in unto me to lie with me, and I cried with a loud voice.
So now that goes into that bitterness.
thirsty, all type of.
That's that bitter. That's why he say, what's worse than death? A bitter woman.
They put a judgment on
Yeah, put a
you.
judgment.
That you ain't even worthy of facing.
Put a judgment.
They put a judgment on you.
And we know he went to jail.
Like anybody in Israel going against a judgment, that's the worst thing. And they'll put a man in judgment.
Yeah. Put it just over feelings.
You ain't lying.
Over feelings. This she was bitter for that to the fact of lying so this man can.
Yeah.
Well, read verse 20.
So she ain't wrong.
Right. Verse 20.
And Joseph's master took him and put him into the prisons, a place where the king's prisoners were bound, and he was there in the prison.
So this is going into just an example of that bitterness. He said, Solomon said, I find more bitter than death the woman. If he would have lied with her, she would have been good. But since he didn't, what he say? He brought this Hebrew in here to mock us. Like he in there laughing at him. How I'm laughing at y'all? I work for you. But that bitterness, her ways are movable. She went from trying to lay down with him to the nigga you getting going to jail.
What? Lay with me, or now he tried to rape me.
Right. Oh, he raped me.
That's what the one story went into. Joseph.
Yeah. Go to first Esdras. So now let's look at the influence of women. Let's see why their wickedness is over all other types of wickedness. It's because of their influence. The influence they have over man. Y'all have influence over men.
That's why the Most High warns you.
Y'all have that influence. And but when a wicked woman figure that out, oh man, that she gonna turn as many men into sugar daddies, or become what they call sugar babies. She a sugar baby now. First Esdras 3 and 5.
First Esdras chapter 3 and verse 5. Let every one of us speak a sentence. He that shall overcome, and whose sentence shall seem wiser than the others. Unto him shall King Darius give great gifts and great things in token of victory.
So now this going into a contest on who can give the most wisest sentence. Jump to verse 8.
Verse 8. And then everyone wrote his sentence.
So it's 3 of them. Go ahead.
Sealed it and laid it under King Darius, his fellow.
His pillow.
His pillow. Sorry. And said that when the king is risen, some will give him the writings, and of whose side the king and the 3 princes of Persia shall judge, that his sentence is the wisest.
So it's going to be the king and 3 princes of Persia that's going to be the judge who said the most wisest thing. Go ahead.
To him shall the victory be given, as was appointed.
Let's see what the first one wrote.
The first wrote, wine is the strongest. The second wrote, the king is strongest. And the third wrote, women are strongest. But above all things, truth beareth away the victory.
So the first one said wine is strongest. The second one said the king is strongest. The third one said women are strongest. But above all, truth beareth the victory. So he said women are the strongest, but truth is stronger than everything. Go to verse, what verse was that? 12. Go to chapter 4 and read verse 13.
First Esdras chapter 4 and verse 13. Then the third, who had spoken of women and of the truth, this was Zerubbabel, began to speak.
So that was Zerubbabel. So this is what he said about women. Go ahead.
O ye men, it is not the great king, nor multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or have the lordship over them? Are they not women?
So he said, who have the lordship over the king and men? Are they not women? Go ahead.
Women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by sea and land.
So it says women have borne all the king and the people. Go ahead.
Even of them came they, and they nourished them up that planted the vineyards, from whence the wine cometh.
It says, and the people who even make the wine, who brought them up? Women. Verse 17.
These also maketh garments for men.
So that women make garments for men. Go ahead.
These bring glory unto men, and without women cannot men be.
So without women, men can't be. Go ahead.
Yea, and if men have gathered together gold and silver, or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty?
Go ahead.
And letting all those things go, do they not gape, and even with open mouth fix their eyes fast on her?
They say even having all these things, they still want a woman. Go ahead.
And have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold, or any goodly thing whatsoever?
They say, men, they got more desire for their woman than silver and gold. This is the influence that women have over men. Go ahead.
A man leaveth his own father that brought him up, and his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife. He sticketh not to send his wife with his, not to send his wife.
Read that again. 21.
He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father nor mother nor country.
He said he don't remember father, mother, or country. He with his wife. Go ahead.
By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you. Do ye?
He say women have dominion over you. over you. Let's see why he said that. Go ahead.
Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman?
He said, don't you labor and toil and give all that you have to the women? Because our job is to what? Take care of our women. So they go out labor. We say, don't you labor and toil and bring it into your women? Go ahead.
Yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers,
Go ahead.
and looketh upon a lion and goeth in the darkness. And when he hath stolen, spoiled, and robbed,
He do what?
he bringeth it to his love.
He bring it to his love. That's even men out here now. Men out here now. Men, everything men do is to get women. Men, they making money, suits, flashy cars, jewelry. All this is to what? Get women. If men can get women by living in a cardboard box, every man would live in a cardboard box. You can't get no women like that. So you got to be flashy. You got to be this is the world mentality. This is why all these men is out here flashy and doing all this stuff. They're not doing it to be cool. They doing it to be cool to women, to get these foolish women. Yeah, right.
You'll start doing all your works to make sure she happy.
Yeah, because that's where the what they say, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where all this saying, coming from.
Happy house to have a happy spouse.
Right. Read verse 25. Right.
Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother.
Go ahead.
Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women.
It's like men have ran out of their intelligence for women. They go dumb for women. The smartest men will be dumb for women. It's like they just go dumb. It said, read that again.
Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women.
And do what?
And become servants for their sakes.
And become what?
Servants for their sakes.
And become servants for their sake. Hold this spot. Let's get a precept. Our forefather did that. Go to Genesis 29. Our forefather became a servant for who? For his woman. Genesis 29 and 20.
Genesis chapter 29 and verse 20. Genesis chapter 29 and verse 20. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel.
He did what?
And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel.
He was a servant 7 years for his wife. Go ahead.
And they seemed unto him but a few days.
So 7 years was like a few days. Go ahead.
For the love he had to her.
For the love he had to her. So this is a video kind of going to how a lot of modern wicked women think about marriage. Go ahead.
It don't work.
No, we want to settle down at our age, not right now.
No. You tell me okay. What was the average age that a woman married 20 years ago till now?
Well, I mean, it was way younger. I mean, you had our grandparents that were getting, or at least having kids at like 14, 15, 16, 17, but all of them weren't married. They eventually did get married, but they were having children and then got married. And
so you're proving my point. The new norm is waiting later in life.
No, we're not waiting later in life. What we're doing is our men aren't finding us back then. And one thing that we're not willing to do is have a child with a man and just marry them. That's what I'm not doing.
Right. And that, even that again, I mean, you're proving my point.
Yeah.
The norm was shotgun weddings. Now pregnant, you marry her. Now the new norm is I'm gonna celebrate my baby showers and everything, and to hell with the wedding.
Wait. Y'all completely missed it. Y'all completely missed it. It just went over your head. Can you say that last thing you just said one more time?
Shit, I forgot. Sorry.
You said about I'm not, just because I have his kid don't mean I'm gonna marry him. Or something like
Yeah, just because I have his kid, I'm not gonna marry him. That's right.
But wait, let's go back to what Courtney though. You're waiting later to get married.
I was about to say.
Exactly what Courtney said though.
The craziest thing.
The people that do that.
That's not what he about to say. That's not what he about to say.
But that's
They're staying for the children. I'm not doing it.
I said
That's
that.
not what he about to say either.
Wait, you're making my point.
You're making her. Wait, hold on, Ali. Can we?
I still don't understand your point for it.
Wait, Javon, you basically said you're not gonna settle, so you're gonna wait longer. She basically said women are waiting longer to get married. And
I said that I'm not going to marry someone that I had a baby with just because it's not right.
But that's the society that we live in, and what I'm saying is that's incorrect. You're willing to open your legs, let a man skeet in you, have his whole child, replicate his DNA, but he's not worth marrying.
Hey, this nigga
We don't know that they're not worth it until afterwards. That's what I'm trying to
That's
say.
the problem, but that is the problem. This is what's wrong with us.
society. She worried about if that's how he go look at her afterwards. Nigga, you open your legs before the afterwards.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
That's why
like they want to figure out the results later rather than thinking about the precautions before.
So that's our mentality. Like, it's so many women that can have a man baby and turn around and say, but I won't marry him. That's the mentality of our women today. You can give a man the greatest gift of carrying his legacy on, but to marry him, oh no, I can't do that. I can't do that. This is why wicked women are being alone. They are doomed to be alone with that mentality. Your body should be your greatest gift. You can give that up, but to marry this man, oh no.
Not even married, just the child alone, but thinking that the child is just a child.
Yeah, not thinking, but that is selfish.
Not
That's
realizing that a child is part of a union.
right.
It's too many principal points that's always ignored in this type of situation.
I said I can have, but it's many. I don't know if y'all know, but it's many women that can have a child. There's no problem with having a child for a man, but when it comes to when it comes to marriage, no. How dare you say that to me? Marriage? Because the thing about it is, that's what goes into this independent thing with with women being free. Wicked women don't know how to take the freedom of a man that makes money. His thing is, I can take care of a family. A woman that makes money, her thing is, I don't need a man.
Yeah.
Two complete different things. Two people making money. But the thought from, the mentality from making that money is way off. So when women don't need men for money, they leave relationships faster. And marriage means, I gotta listen to this nigga. If I marry him, I gotta listen to him. If I just have his kid, I don't gotta listen to him. Really, they go hand in hand. So I sent you another one more.
I wanted to shout when I seen this message. I cannot confirm the statistics, but I will let you know personally, for me as a woman, I had poor choices in men when I was younger. I only chose to date the men that every woman wanted. Whether it may be because he had swag, he looked cool, he dressed nice, he looked nice, he smelled nice, everything that was superficial. Not understanding that if all women want him, then I'm gonna have some competition. And there's a high possibility that I'm gonna get cheated on. Now, when I spoke about my brother who is not a cheater, when I was younger, I would have never dated a guy like him. Because I would have looked at him as lame or boring or too religious, too godly. Not understanding that he just had integrity, self-control, and great character. But it really showed how poor my decision-making skills were when it came to dealing with me. So my only tip for ladies is to be open-minded so you can choose somebody that you need and not who you want.
All right, so what do you guys think about what she had to say? What she's saying is 100% correct. We see this. I've seen this my whole life. You know, women don't pick the right men, but then they complain about it later. And this is where you get that whole idea of all men ain't shit and they're just this and they're dusties and they're this and they're that. But have a lot of these women ever taken the time to say, you know what, I really didn't vet this dude, I really didn't do much, you know, looking into him to see what quality of a man he really was. I was just in it for all the wrong reasons. I just would love for women to just be honest and just admit that you don't pick the right men. You pick what you like. You pick what's convenient. You pick what makes you feel good for the moment. It's never something that's long term. A lot of these guys that women pick are, you know, the popular guys, the men that every woman is going for. But a lot of the guys that they have chosen in the past were none of that. They didn't have those qualities that they're saying that they want now. They didn't make all this money. A lot of these women gave a lot of babies to these guys who had none of those qualities, had none of that. They didn't require them to have any of those standards because he looked the way he looked the way they wanted him to look. He pleased them the way they wanted to be pleased. He was the type of guy that they were attracted to. And y'all know how I feel about this. You attract what you are. And so the thing about it is, instead of saying, you know what, I chose wrong, I didn't.
So that's going for a lot of our women. You know, a lot of our women are foolish, but the thing about it is, a lot of our women, they don't learn from that. It's women that's 40 plus picking the same type of man they was picking when they was 20. Picking the same type of man they was picking when they was 30. And confused about why they're not finding husbands. And this is another reason. So now go to Proverbs chapter 2. This is why these women, when they in their 20s, when they in their 30s, this is why they're finding the wrong men. Proverbs chapter 2, verse 16.
Proverbs chapter 2 and verse 16. To deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the
start at let me look at it. Start at 14.
Who rejoice to do evil and delight in the frowardness of the wicked, whose ways are crooked, and they froward in their paths. To deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger which flattereth with her lips.
So why is saying to deliver them? It's this is saying what will deliver this man from the strange woman? Read verse 10.
Verse 10. When wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul.
So this is what will deliver men from a strange woman, from a wicked woman, is when wisdom enter into his mind. Now read 16 again. When wisdom enter into your mind, it do what?
To deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
Now watch what it say about this strange woman, verse 17.
Which forsaketh the guide of her youth.
What she did?
Which forsaketh the guide of her youth.
She forsake the guides of her youth. When she was younger, she didn't listen to anybody over her. She forsake the God, the Father, and this is even, let's say, worldly woman. This is the parents, the pastor, the family members, the church members. When it comes to men, she knew how to, these little girls, 16, 17, 8, 16 on up, they think they can find a man. They think they know what a good man is. And when they're not listening to who? Read it again, verse 17.
Which forsaketh the guide of her youth.
She forsakes the guides in her youth. This is why these women is always got to make 100,000 mistakes, because they forsaken the people that's over them. And this is just women in the world. Got the don't nobody meet your boyfriend till you deeply in love with this man. Y'all done laid down 100 times, probably living together. I didn't meet my cousin boyfriend till they was pretty much living together. Forsake by this, you gone by then. What can I tell you? You're not finna listen to what anybody tell you. And that's the problem with our women. Read verse 17 again. It's true. This Bible is real, man.
Which forsaketh the guide of her youth, and forget the covenant of her God.
And forget the covenant of her God. Read verse 18.
For her house inclineth unto death, and her paths unto the dead.
And her paths unto the dead. Our women is leading straight to death. Going straight to death. For they don't know how to listen to nobody. They know what a good man is, and they doing. And that woman on the video, she was smart enough to admit it. I was going for what I felt if he looked good, or if he made me feel good, or and all this stuff that is not long term. And that's why so many women get tricked. So go to Proverbs 6. So now we talking about wicked women are doomed to be alone and to fend for herself. Let's see why. Proverbs 6 and 23.
Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and the reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
So let's say the commandments is a lamp, and the laws is light. And this for the men. The commandments do what? Verse 24.
To keep thee from the evil woman.
To do what?
To keep thee from the evil woman.
This is for the men. The commandments is also what? How we get salvation. But it's also what? To keep us from an evil woman. Because why? Wicked women are worse than Satan. The commandments is supposed to keep you from evil women. All wickedness is little compared to the wickedness of a woman. This is important. That's why you see these men. You cannot feel sorry for men that's having woman problems. I wouldn't say with woman problem. I would say for men that have a wicked woman. Because the commandments is supposed to what? Keep you from wicked women.
You remember what I was just telling you though about that Jay-Z, that 99 problem?
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, I was just talking about this.
Yeah, I think that was good.
You the laws, like especially as Israelite men keeping the laws, you go through many things, and your spirit is constantly tried. And when you deal with men in the world that are having woman problems, that's what your mentality should be. Man, I got 99 problems, but a female ain't one, because the law teaches you how to avoid those kind of situations.
Right.
Like straight up.
Right. Read that again. Start at 23 again. This is important for the men. And this is important for the women. Because why? Wicked women are doomed to be alone. Because guess what? If the commandments go keep righteous men from you, if you're a wicked woman, the commandments go keep righteous men from you. They go see you a mile away. And the wicked man is what? Is not staying with you, period. Because that means only men you're going to be dealing with is wicked men. And the wicked men ain't staying regardless. They going to have many females, wicked females they dealing with.
They gonna have all kinds of avenues with what y'all dealing is. Like,
they ain't going to even care about your feelings or nothing. They wicked like you. So the wicked woman is doomed to be alone. The commandments is keeping the righteous man from you. And then the wicked men, they not gonna stay with you no way.
Meaning they ain't giving you nothing but misery, so you ain't getting nothing you desire. All the stuff you desire, you ain't gonna receive. What you know you need, you ain't go. Well, you most definitely ain't gonna get what you most definitely need, and what you don't want is all you go receive.
Right. Because you are made for the wicked man. Read that again, 23 to 24.
Proverbs 6 and 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproof of instruction are the ways of the way of life.
Go ahead.
To keep thee from the evil woman.
So this letting us know right there, the laws, the commandments, is to keep us from evil women. Go ahead.
From the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman.
Go ahead.
Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids.
Go ahead.
For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread.
A man is brought to a piece of bread. A piece of bread. Go ahead.
The adulteress will hunt for the precious life.
It's a adulterous woman hunt. The adulterous woman is on the hunt. Let's get some more.
For the precious life, the life she knows she ain't worthy of. So the righteous niggas gotta watch out.
Yeah, and that's what the law's for.
She looking for what she knows she ain't qualified for. So that's the righteous brothers.
Go to Sirach 25. Sirach 25. So the wicked woman, they are doomed to be alone and to fend for herself. This is important. Go to Sirach 25 and 16.
Sirach chapter 25 and verse 16. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman.
See, wicked women are doomed to be alone. It said, I have rather dwell, and this goes for the righteous man and the wicked man. The wicked man don't even want to put up with a wicked woman. He just want to bust the cheeks and get out of Dodge. Right. Righteous man ain't trying to do neither one. But it say, to keep house with a wicked woman, this is why they're doomed to be alone and to fend for herself. Let's get some more. Go to Proverbs 21. Proverbs 21 and verse 9.
Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 9. It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman.
It said, it's better to be in a housetop than with a brawling woman, a woman that just contentious, rebellious, want to fight all the time. He said, I'd rather be in the housetop than with a brawling woman. Go ahead.
Than with a brawling woman in a wide house.
He said, in a mansion. I'd rather live in a corner, rent a room in a house, than stay in a mansion with a brawling woman. Jump to verse 19.
Verse 19. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman.
It said it's better to live in the woods in a tent. I'd rather live in a tent than with an angry woman, a contentious and angry woman. This is going into how wicked women, they are doomed to be alone. That's why they cry now. They making TikToks and social media posts about I'm ready for my husband. I'm ready to submit. I'm tired of work. Yeah. And they just selling the dream. They just saying it because they emotional at the time. Remember, her ways are movable. That's what she's saying now. But later it's going to be a whole different story. Go to chapter 25. No, my bad. Proverbs 19 and 13.
Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 13. A foolish son is the calamity of his father, and the contentions of a wife are a continual dropping.
It said the contentions of a wife are a continual dropping, meaning unending irritation. Unending irritation. That's why they are doomed to be alone. To what? To fend for themselves. And then that makes them evil, have that evil eye towards all men. And it's not no accountability that it's me. So they are doomed, they doomed to be alone. Go to Proverbs. Go to Sirach 26.
Continually dropping. That's that continually dropping your faith too. Keep trying to hold on to a wicked woman. She gonna continually drop your faith.
We just say weak knees and feeble. Yeah. 26 and 23.
Sirach chapter 26 and verse 23. A wicked woman is given as portion to a wicked man.
You see that? A wicked woman is given to a wicked man because why? The commandments keep righteous men from them. Go ahead.
A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that fears the Lord.
Now that's making sense. Why is a godly woman given to him that fear the Lord? Because the commandments keep you from evil women. That's why, and that's how men got to look at themselves. The ones in the truth. If you in the truth and you keep getting rebellious, I ain't gonna say keep because just because you keep, but they keep getting them. But if you find yourself keep dealing with wicked women, now you got to look at yourself, because the commandments is supposed to keep you away from them. And the wicked wife is given to, so it's vice versa. If for women, if your husband wicked, you're wicked, because the commandments, a wicked woman is not going to get a righteous man. It's impossible because the commandments keep you away from a righteous man. That's the whole point. And this is, now it's different if you with somebody and y'all come in the truth together, then y'all got to learn together. But if you are already in the truth and you going through this, then you definitely got to look at yourself. Go to Proverbs 7. Start at 1.
Proverbs chapter 7 verse 1. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee.
So he talking to his son. He say, my son, keep my words and lay up my commandments. Verse 2.
Verse 2. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye.
Go ahead.
Bind them upon thy fingers. Write them upon the tables of thine heart.
Go ahead.
Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman.
That what?
That they may keep thee from the strange woman.
That he said, keep my commandments, that they may keep you from the strange woman. This is how. This is part of, for men, this is what the commandments are for. It literally says, it literally say that. That's why wicked women are doomed to be alone. The righteous man ain't gonna be with you. The wicked man ain't gonna be with you. So you're doomed to be alone. And that's what's going on with women today. They alone and crying on social media. And not looking at themselves. Read verse 5 again.
That they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
Go ahead.
For at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and beheld among the simple ones.
He say, he said, I looked out my window and I'm looking at some simple ones. That's what he said.
I discerned among the youth.
And they was some young men out there. I discerned among them, and what?
A young man void of understanding.
And a what?
A young man void of understanding.
A young man void of understanding. Remember, the scriptures say the wicked woman, the sinner go fall upon her. The wicked woman are for a wicked man. So he said, I looked out my window. I looked at some simple ones. I see a young man void of understanding, meaning he don't have understanding. He's lacking understanding about what? The word of God, about the commandments. And let's see what happened to him. Go ahead.
Passing through the street near her corner.
Now he by her corner. He by her house. Go ahead.
And he went the way to her house.
And he went to her house. Go ahead.
In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night.
Go ahead.
And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot.
Now he said he looking through the window, and this is what he see. This man void of understanding. He on the street beating a woman, basically a prostitute. Go ahead.
And subtle of heart.
And subtle at heart, meaning she's crafty. Go ahead.
She is loud and stubborn.
She's what?
She is loud and stubborn.
It says she is loud and stubborn, this woman that he's meeting. Go ahead.
Her feet abide not in her house.
Go ahead.
Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner.
To do what?
So she caught him.
She caught him. Go ahead.
And kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him.
This is what she said. Go ahead.
I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows.
Go ahead.
Therefore came I forth to meet thee diligently, to seek thy face, and I have found thee.
He said, I found you, this young man void of understanding. So she did what? Verse 16.
I have decked my bed with coverings and tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt.
And did what?
I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning.
He said, we finna do it all night long.
That's all bed making shit.
Yeah, she said, I'll perfume my bed. We finna get it on until morning. Go ahead.
Let us solace ourselves with love.
Go ahead.
For the good man is not at home.
I mean the husband. My husband is not at home. Go ahead.
He is gone a long journey.
Go ahead.
He had taken a bag of money with him, and will come up and will come home at the day appointed.
He said, I know exactly when he coming back. We got all night. Go ahead.
With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him.
With the flattering of her lips, it said she forced him. She forced him with the flattering of her lips. This is a man void of understanding, though. Void of understanding. Go ahead.
He goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter,
Go ahead.
or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, till a dart strike through his liver.
It's like a dart strike through his liver. Go ahead.
As a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life.
He don't even know he about to lose his life. Go ahead.
Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to know the word of my mouth. Let not thy heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her
He
paths.
say, stay away from her. The words, he said, incline, attend to the words of my mouth. Go not astray in her paths. Verse 26.
For she hath cast down many wounded, yea, many strong men have been slain by her.
It say, many strong men have been slain for her. Verse 27.
Not weak men. Not weak
Right.
men. That's the big part in that verse. She ain't come to no weakness.
It's a strong man.
She came to the strong men and made them forget all this righteousness that they know.
Look at what happened to David.
That's the big part of it. It ain't. The woman don't seduce weak niggas. She seduce strong niggas.
Samson.
You know.
Verse 27.
Her house is the way of hell.
Damn. Damn. Read that again.
Her house is the way of hell, going down to the chambers of death.
Say going down to the chambers of death. So this has a whole chapter on staying away from wicked women. Wicked women is worse than Satan. Let's end it with the laws of women, because it say that the word, the commandments keep you from these wicked women. So let's look at the laws.
I want to say something real quick. Hey, Mike, you remember that time? The way Solomon was talking about, he was looking, he saw out in the streets. He was looking. Remember that time me and you was in the store, and there was a bunch of wicked sisters in there, and that brother was saying he was ashamed of us.
Oh, yeah.
There was a bunch of half-dressed wicked sisters in the store. The brother said, "I'm ashamed of y'all young men. Y'all not gonna take y'all take a shot."
Yeah. Cause he wanted us to hop down on something.
We
you know,
like
he was a little older, so he was looking at us on some like, man, y'all young bucks, you know, y'all still energized, you know, holla at that, you know, type shit, you know, and
we like hell no.
Yeah, we tell him like, nigga, you tripping, you know, and he looking at us on some wicked old head stuff like, nah, man, y'all niggas tripping, man, y'all missing y'all shot, they ready, you know, like.
That just proves that's a man void of understanding. Like, man, you know that's death over there. That's what I was saying. That's death over there. What are you talking about? Let's get Proverbs 6 and 25. Let's get the commandments.
Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 25. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids.
And it say, lust not after her beauty in her heart. Y'all remember the Old Testament Israelite? The Old Testament Israelite.
Yeah. Cincinnati.
Man, this dude said, he said, cause we asked, he said, do you keep the commandments? He said, yeah. He said, I don't lie. He said, I don't lust at the woman in my heart. He said, the Old Testament is like said. He said, no, you can lust at the women. He said, that's gay. Not looking at women. Yeah, he said, yeah, not lusting at the woman. That's gay, man.
Right, and that was his thing on it. He was like, if you don't look at her like that, nigga, you gay. So that was his temptation, because the scriptures say don't lust. You know, don't lust.
Because he didn't believe in the New Testament.
Exactly.
So he thought that wasn't in the Old Testament.
Yeah, his thing was just, nigga, look at her, because if you don't, you gay. You know what I'm saying? Not realizing, nigga, you placing a whole bunch of temptation on you.
So I had to stop. I say, nah, if you lust at. You're not supposed to lust after them in your mind. He said, "No, that's that Jesus stuff. That's that New Testament stuff." And we brought this. We read this. I read on this. Proverbs 6:25. Read again. We read on this.
Proverbs 6 and verse 25. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids.
He said, well, you can lust after their mind. Then he changed it. He said, you can lust after their mind. So people don't know that. Yeah, you just called it gay. Then now it's, you can lust after her mind. He changed, he flip-flopped. He didn't know that Christ is not bringing nothing new. Christ just have understanding of the scriptures. It say, don't lust after her beauty in thy heart. Go to Sirach chapter 9. So these are the commandments that will keep righteous men from the wicked woman. Verse 1.
Sirach chapter 9 and verse 1. Be not jealous over the wife of thy bosom, and teach her not an evil lesson against thyself.
Go ahead.
Give not thy soul unto a woman, to set her foot upon thyself.
It say, give not your soul unto a woman. This is the precept to give not your strength to a woman. So it say, give not thy soul unto a woman, to set her foot upon your substance. Go ahead. Verse 3.
Meet not with a harlot, lest thou fall into her snares.
It say, don't meet with the harlot unless you fall into her snares. Go ahead.
Use not much the company of a woman that is a singer, lest thou be taken with her attempts.
It say, don't use much company with the woman that is a singer. This is going into a woman that play instruments or poems and stuff. So back in the singer means like she with poems and stuff.
Erica Badu.
Verse 5.
Gaze not on a maid.
It say what?
Gaze not on a maid.
So it say don't gaze on a maid, on a woman. Go ahead.
That thou fall not by those things that are precious in her.
Go ahead.
Give not thy soul unto harlots.
Do what?
Give not thy soul unto harlots.
Go ahead.
That thou lose not thine inheritance.
It say when you give your soul to harlots, you go lose your inheritance. That's the kingdom.
That's the actual wickedness of the woman. How I keep bringing up the wickedness of a woman. That's the wickedness.
And that's what happened to Judah, ain't it?
Yeah.
Back in Genesis, that's
the wickedness.
It
ain't just the works. I mean, yes, the works, there as well, but overall it's because the works you apply, you giving up your inheritance. That's the wickedness of the woman. It'll have you sow the seed. The booty will have you sow the seed. You give up your inheritance. You don't even realize.
Your inheritance going to child support.
Everything you got.
Verse 7.
Look now round about thee in the street of the city, neither wander thou in the solitary places thereof. That's what happened to Judah.
Right. Go ahead.
Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman.
It say do what?
Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman.
It say turn away your eyes from a beautiful woman. This is the scriptures that's gonna keep you, or the commandments that's gonna keep you from an evil woman. It say turn away thy eye from a beautiful woman. Go ahead.
And look not upon another's beauty.
Why? For
many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman.
That's why. Many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman. Men be letting these wicked women get away with murder and having excuses for them. Oh man, but this such and such just happened.
Pissed off too. Still gonna have an excuse.
Still gonna have an excuse.
Ain't even.
It's alright.
Kanye said, I don't care what none of y'all say.
Still, like nigga, you ain't even comfortable, and you still making excuses for him. Shit,
so they are deceived by the beauty of a woman. Go ahead.
For herewith love is kindled as a fire.
It say love is kindled as a fire. Go ahead, verse 9.
Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine
It
arms.
say, don't sit with another man's wife. Don't try to comfort her. You gotta be multiple people there, or you gotta get out.
You want to be there with the husband.
You need somewhere. You need somewhere to go. All right, I'll be back. Slide my key under the door if you leave. Yeah, I'm finna go. And then don't sit with them. Go ahead.
Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms.
Go ahead.
And spend not thy money with her at the wine, lest thine heart incline unto her.
It's like your heart go incline unto her. Go ahead.
And so through thy desire thou fall into destruction.
And that your desire fall into destruction. So these are, if you follow these guidelines, these will keep you from an evil woman when you slip up.
And that's a big part right there. Don't be popping bottles with her. That's another big part in that verse. Don't be popping bottles with her.
Not getting drunk.
Yeah, get drunk with another man's wife.
You talking about, you know what, you right.
Take one more sip.
You started
and these could go for women as well.
Yeah.
You got a husband, why is you sitting with another man drinking?
Right, yeah.
That's
right.
And then because when you that be the excuse for a lot of people that get caught. I was drunk.
We had a couple drinks, man. That's the start.
And one thing led to another.
That's the start of the bud.
That's the famous line right there.
That's the start of it.
We had some drinks, and one thing led to another.
Your quote unquote justified excuse. That's the problem.
Wine is a mocker.
That's the problem.
So those are some the laws of women for the men. So the commandments that will keep you away.